I just want you to speak to women. Why should we take ownership of our finances?
Women, we should take ownership of our finances because of the pleasures that comes with the ability to choose, with
Options.
the options, you understand, with
Yeah.
freedom, with power even, you
That's true.
understand. You can't abuse me. You
No, I
can't
can't.
beat me. I can afford a lawyer. So, can you afford a lawyer if someone abuses you?
Yeah.
Can you take them to court? Can you afford a lawyer? When you're going out for drinks, can you afford the ride home? Or you're going to be in a forced sleepover just because hauna mari yekudzokera kumba?
Can I afford the
You
bill?
understand? Can you afford the bill
Yeah.
at
Oh,
least?
teaser futhi.
Hey,
Eh.
kokana ukatiza unoita say, can you afford the bill? Or can you afford the taxi back home? Kana kutomanikidza kuenda kwangosida unorara just because you don't afford it. So it comes with preservation even. You save yourself the drama, dignity, even the sicknesses. You won't get HIV because you have options. Even when you get sick, guys, you can afford to take care of your own medical bill. There is so much liberty. Even the Bible, money answereth all things. So it's good for you to answer your own problems as a woman with your own money.
Empower yourself.
Yes, empower yourself. Do yourself a favor. One thing that any woman can ever do for themselves is the ability to take care of their own finances. It gives you freedom.
I love that.
Yes. So I just say this is the name that I'm going to carry. It should resonate with everything that I do.
That's really good.
It should be a standard.
That's beautiful.
So that's where the name is coming from.
And also, I think I like one thing that you identify a name that spoke to your future.
Yes.
And why it's very important as well to affirm yourself continuously.
Yes.
And say when you wake up every day, what you call yourself
Yes.
has to speak to your future. But tell me, what inspired you to become an entrepreneur?
Well, circumstances actually did force me. It was a combination of both. You know, being an Aygail, I'm always laughing at my Facebook profile.
Yep.
When I started, it was written, the governor of RBZ. So I've always dreamt big. I wanted like things that were like, wow. So being the best student in economics, forces of demand and supply and everything. So I want to be a governor. I want to run this economy, you know. And then later I was like, you know what? Okay, I was in college now.
Yeah.
So those days, you know, and the employees, they econet, they get these benefits, they do this. So it was now written executive finance director, Econet Wireless Zimbabwe.
I like the brand you're associating yourself with.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I've always thought, you know, I'm going to join this big organization. So even on attachment, I was attached to FBC Bank. And then on attachment, I started to research, how can I become a director in this company? I even went to study risk management, credit management during my attachment at UZ because I was like, you know what? I was just constantly aiming higher. So in my aiming higher, entrepreneurship was really not it. It was always the side hustle.
Wow.
So we had courses of entrepreneurship in school, but I always thought it's the side hustle. So I would get A's in entrepreneurship.
Wow.
So I started doing a business, but I thought it was a side hustle during my attachment and every time. So it actually took me getting fired for me to go back to my table. So
Getting what?
I got fired. Can you imagine? I did not even tell anybody. For some of my relatives, this might be the first time they're hearing about it. So when I got fired, because I had a side hustle. And then when I got there, I even saw a lot of discrepancies, products that were not even mine, you know, employees who were not there. So, you know what, I was like, you know what, let me take everything I went to study in school and start practicing now. So we would have mass strategy meetings, we would everything, we would record our finance, marketing, everything. I started to apply there. So the plan was now, this is where I am at. So I need to now build those big brands that I'm dreaming of working for. So that's literally what happened. I then told people after I had grown from the little table to a slightly bigger shop. That's when I said, you know what, my shop is bigger now, so I'm
Wow.
concentrating. So before then, people
Yeah.
would just see me in a flea market in my suit, you know, and then say, oh, the graduate is here.
Wow.
So yeah, but I was putting in the work, you know. I was determined that I want to associate with these big brands because, you know, they have beautiful looking buildings, you know, there's aircon, there's nice working conditions. And then when circumstances forced me, I was like, I want to create this for myself and the
Wow.
people that are going to work for me.
Profound.
Yes.
You know, one thing that I picked from your story is the power of humility. Coming from there, you're not really worried about what people are going to say.
Yes, I
you go to the
wasn't.
flea market,
I
you
wasn't.
get your table,
Yes.
and you start from there.
Yes, I remember my mom complaining to say, you know what, you were the brightest student. How did you not, you know, end up with one of these big banks? What's going to happen, you know? I can't believe my daughter is a graduate and she's, you know, going by bus. The first times I was starting my business, I would go by bus, you know, to South Africa. It would be hours and hours of sitting. And, you know, those bus drivers can be really humbling. I said, did this in my passport? And I'll think to myself, I'm a graduate. But I was like, you know what? Trust the process.
Humble yourself.
Humble yourself. You're going to get there. So now we fly. They're not shouting.
Wow.
You know.
They say good morning, ma'am.
It's morning, ma'am. Yeah.
And you know what? I love what you once said earlier before we started. I think it was a quote by Oprah Winfrey.
Yes.
That nothing happens to you.
They happen for you.
They happen for you. And I think one of the things that I pick is how you deal with what is supposedly negative, how you actually use it to your advantage.
Correct.
And also how when everyone, an average person would give up, but you were willing to get started. But I think one thing that I love so much about your story is your work ethic. And I think we want to speak about that. Because when people pass through Aygail, they love the glam and so forth, but they don't actually know the work that is behind. Talk to us about that.
Wow. Yeah, well, it takes a lot of hard work behind the scenes to get to the results.
That's true.
Even from this place, it was an old dilapidated building.
Wow.
And to get to this place, it takes a lot of resilience, a lot of hard work. You need to be present, pushing those contractors, you know, your designers. Even when we go to stock up, every time I travel to stock up, I know I'm going to put in the work because I carefully choose every little dress.
Wow.
I hand pick it. I
Everything.
see it. I ask myself if I would want to wear this if I was a client. I even put on the dresses sometimes to see how it's going to sit, to try to test the fabric and everything. So it takes a lot of hard work before we can then show people the dresses, you know. Yeah.
So there's a picture that I saw. Now I want to get there. For those who are watching, was it a photo or a video where you were carrying
As a video.
bags?
Yes.
And I don't know if it was in China or one of these countries, but I really got to appreciate. What's your typical trip like?
Wow. My typical trip begins with me finding the cheapest flights, you know.
Wow.
So sometimes it's those flights with the odd hours, the 3 a.m. flights, the ones that nobody else wants.
That's the one that you
because
want.
I want to capitalize, you know. I want to capitalize and get the cheapest ticket. And then when I travel there, I always laugh and, you know, the travel agents are recommending you to those fancy hotels. I'm like, you know, I mean, I don't mix business with pleasure. I want a hotel where there's security, but I have to get the cheapest room, the smallest room. You know, that's where I go to. And then when I get there, it's all work from morning, from 6 a.m.
Wow.
till 10, 11 p.m., you
You're
know.
still working.
I'm still working. I am recording everything. I need to calculate if I buy this for this much, I put on all my other operating expenses. Will I be able to sell it for this much? I need to take account of everything. Sometimes you'll be required to carry some products to the hotel. Sometimes you request them to send it to you. You need to make a follow-up if everything that you've stocked has been delivered. So it takes a lot of work. Sometimes I don't even recognize myself when I'm there. But you know what? I own up my journey fully. When I traveled with somebody, they were like, what? Do you want to go like this? You know, people are going to say, is this Aygail? Yes. I actually own it.
Yep,
This
yeah.
is Aygail.
Yep.
I am not here to glamour up. I'm here to work.
That's
So I
true.
don't need to, you know, to have a fancy hairstyle or to put on makeup. I'm here to work. So
Wow.
this is me. This is exactly me, and I am unapologetic about it. So this is Aygail. So if I meet somebody and I'm carrying my bag, this is it. That's my journey, and I'm happy to carry it.
That's true.
So, yeah, it's one of those. I
And I
brace
think I
myself
love,
for it.
yeah, I love one thing, that you take ownership of the story.
Yes, all of it.
And, you know, I was speaking somewhere yesterday. I'm like, I have a problem with people, I'm going to say this in Shona. Vanonyara kutengesa but avanyari kutambura.
Yes,
Yeah, so what you're doing, pretty much you're saying, my status, I'm going to put it here.
yes,
Now I'm going to defend it.
yes,
But how you defend it is pretty much by doing what many people want to see.
yes,
And you are a result of what people don't see.
yes.
And that's the hard work. Because I saw, you know, makeup.
I know makeup. I was carrying my bag in my head, you know, and I was walking, and we were getting the work done.
Wow.
Yes.
You know, one of the things that I think we're talking about this just before we went live, that in Zimbabwe, I think we've got a problem of role models. You represent the role models that I want to see people emulating. But typical role models, these are people who just want overnight success. These are people who just want things to happen to them. What is your message to the young girls who are watching us today?
You know what? I want the young girls to learn the art of hard work, the art of owning up their stories
That's true.
unapologetically, the art of accepting the beauty of the journey. To accept that I am not in this level.
You're right.
This is where I'm at. I'm aspiring to go to this level, and it will take me hard work to do it, and I'll unapologetically do the work.
You're right. And most importantly, you know, I think we also live in a time where people want shortcuts. Yeah, so one would rather have a blesser, but they don't want to bless themselves by hard work. And I think the more people get comfortable with the process, it also even helps you appreciate
Yes.
the value of what you truly have. Then there's something that I noticed from you. You've built a very strong brand. I've seen the number of people who've come through, the number of people you've dressed. I was seeing someone in Parliament as well. I think they were attending SADC. I'm like,
Yes.
wow, go Aygail. What's been your secret? What are your secret in terms of brand building?
Well, I wish there was a secret.
Okay.
It's entirely hard work.
Hard work.
And for me, we go by the mantra that we give a style to every story. So it's Aygail's Collection. We're giving you a style for every story.
Yeah.
So clients are coming in with different situations.
You're
And
right.
when we are serving them, we are honest with them that this will look good for this particular occasion.
You're
So
right.
what are you doing? I am attending SADC. I want to represent a woman who is here to work, to bring results. I want to be modest. I want to be elegant. So we are going to recommend you exactly what would suit where you're going.
That speaks
I am
to the story.
going to a funeral, I'm going to attend awards, I'm going to do this. So we have a style for every story. So most of our clients, they trust because they know our integrity, that we're not just going to recommend you something out of desperation.
Yeah, yeah.
You see, we have 3 rooms full of clothes.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
So we have variety. So we are going to definitely give you what is right for whatever occasion that you're going to. So if you're going for an interview, I am definitely going to recommend you exactly what's good for an interview. So even when I'm training my staff, I'm always telling them the goal is not to make a sale for today.
Yeah.
The goal is to make sales forever.
That's true.
So when clients go out there, they are going to speak on our behalf.
You're right.
So you're not just going to put desperate recommendation. This is nice, this is nice. No, we have to mean it. Otherwise, we are going to take our time to find you something that's good. So I would say part of our secret would be honesty, integrity, and you know, when we are serving our clients, they always bring themselves. They are always constantly saying, you know what, people are asking for for the number of
Wow.
the person who sold me this. So that's how it grows. So you
Very
dress
important.
one minister, and she's telling me, "Oh, my friend
Loved
just
it.
loved it. So can you also get her something?" You understand? So when they come, we are not just going to recommend anything so that they just buy.
Yeah.
We are going to take our time and recommend something that is suited for their right body and where they are going.
I love the importance of authenticity, integrity, and that's when you realize that it's one customer that you treat well. That's the best marketing strategy.
Yes, it's one client that you
And
treat well.
what do you say about people who don't do proper client management?
Well, it's counterproductive, really. You know, my mom would say in Shonanzi, wazvifura gumbo. Wakotamira museve. Because you do that, and then the next time you're not
Yeah,
going
true.
to get future business, yeah.
So, one thing that I've loved about you is your consistency in quality, excellence.
Yes.
When I came through, I was like, wow, is this Harare?
Thank you.
How you turned a place that was desolate and you made it into a paradise. What is the importance of personal excellence to you?
Well, it's everything to me.
Yeah.
You know why? There's a story that I always want to share with people. It's about when I was looking for a job. I was looking for a job, and I would attend interviews, and I would still not get hired.
Wow.
So I called one HR, and I was like, you know what, between me and you, just tell me, I want some closure. Why did you not hire me? I thought I was smart, I was brilliant, I had all the right answers, I'm an intelligent girl. And she said it was because of the way you were dressed, the way you were packaged. It's
Packaging.
Yes. So you know what? So I learned that the way you carry yourself. I kept the gray suit. It's a silver knit. It's always in my closet. I should have brought it. Once I started wearing that gray suit, my shirt with cufflinks, I started getting hired.
Wow.
So I know the importance of personal branding, personal packaging, how you carry yourself, excellency from the way you are dressed, the way you're going to speak to people, how important it is because it opens or closes doors for you.
I like the statement that says there's no second opportunity to make the
Yes.
first impression.
Impressions, yes.
And there's a statement that they say, don't judge a book by its cover. But interestingly, do you know that people actually judge books by covers?
They do actually.
And secondly, you actually speak before you open your mouth.
Yes.
So I want us to dwell a bit about personal branding from a grooming perspective. Why is it important for us to be packaged correctly? Because you see, a number of times, if you had not been told that it's the type of dressing your glitter as your Christmas outfit,
Yes.
you may actually think it was the devil fighting you.
Yes, I would think I'm being bewitched.
That you may actually be the one who was the weapon formed against you.
Yes,
So
yes.
let's talk a bit about the importance of personal grooming from a dressing perspective.
Yes, from a dressing perspective and from anything really,
Yeah.
it's important to groom yourself well.
You're right.
Especially for the occasion. Like you said, Kuti, you might be the weapon formed against you. If I went to my intros, ndakapfeka kashort kandiri kupfeka ndiri kuHarare, no one would want their son to associate with me.
Absolutely.
So it's always important not just to get a job, but just in life in general.
Absolutely.
As you're dealing with people, the way you groom yourself, the way you package yourself. And it's beyond even clothes.
You're right.
It's even personal etiquette, smelling armpits,
Absolutely.
brushing your teeth, everything else. It contributes to how people are going to handle, how people are going to carry and respect you.
You're right. So what I would say is don't make people enjoy your presence.
Yes.
Make them
enjoy your presence. Yes.
So a friend of mine was telling me something about packaging. He says we're supposed to get a contract somewhere. Then I don't think our contract is safe with you. Just after looking at the vehicle.
At the vehicle.
So
Yes.
I don't know, but I think people take for granted sometimes the importance of looking good.
Yes.
And by looking good, it's not necessarily out of this world in terms of price.
Yes, it's not.
It can also look good within a budget.
Yes, correct.
And most importantly, it's also very good to actually normalize taking care of you.
Yes.
And once you normalize taking care of you, I think it also helps in terms of appreciating you. There's something that you told me, the story that you told me before we went live about your trip to Bali. I loved the inspiration. Talk to me about it.
Well, so like I said, it's Aygail's Collection. We
Yeah.
give a style to every story.
Yeah.
So this is an all ladies store. So I met different ladies.
Yeah, yeah.
So they share with me their stories. You know, they're telling me, I'm going to a meeting, I'm going to sign a big contract, I've won a tender, I'm going to do this. You know, I'm going for a swearing in, I've been appointed deputy this, you know. So this one lady, when she came shopping, she told me her story. She was like, you know what? The reason why I'm happy to shop like this is because I never used to afford this.
Yeah.
So she mentioned you used to have a small shop by 3rd Street, and
Yeah.
I called you wanting to buy something, and one lady said, you know what? Ane mari dzake, she's not going to negotiate with you. So she called me and she wanted to negotiate. And then I was like, you know what? No, I can't. Like, my price is not going down beyond this. And then she said, I worked hard, determined that, you know what? This is inspiring. So people actually know that she can't compromise beyond
Wow,
this.
standards.
Standards, you know. So she said, so now I'm happy that I can finally come and shop as much as I want.
Wow.
And even shop for other people.
Without negotiating.
Without negotiating. I
That's
don't
good.
even want you to give me a discount. In
Yep.
fact, she actually left a tip for people that I was working with. So she told me, I used to sell eggs, I used to do this. But one thing I used to do was I believed in myself. So I believed that I was going to make it, I was going to get there. So she said I would drive to the airport just to see the airport and go back home.
Wow.
I was like, what? So she was like, now I go on holidays as I please. I can just wake up and go on holiday if I want.
Wow.
So it was towards my birthday. So she's like, I'm going to gift you with a trip. So she knows about, during my discussions, I'm constantly saying, I'm going to look for a cheap ticket for when I'm traveling. So she said, you are always traveling on a budget.
Economy.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's in business. But I also want to introduce you to something, the power of living out of the scarcity mode, knowing that there's abundance that comes with hard work, determination, and prayer. So I am in that phase. So I'm going to sponsor you on this trip. So she bought me a business class ticket
Wow.
to go to Bali. You know, during the time we were negotiating, I kept saying, can't you give me cash instead?
Be marriage.
And then she was like, no, I want you to experience what it's like to
That's
travel
profound.
business, you know. And then when we went there,
Yeah.
you know, just walking into Emirates and having everybody saying you are boarding first because you're flying business. You know, getting all the wines, the juices, we were changing our pajamas, we're getting snacks as we pleased. There was a lot of respect, you know, ma'am, I'm sorry, can I do this for you, ma'am? You know, it liberated me. And I was looking at her. She's a woman, you get it. She's not a male blesser.
Wow.
Mukadzi ari kuzviblessa. She's constantly doing these
Profound.
holidays, you know, and she's even doing it for another fellow woman. You understand? To say, I want to introduce these things for you so that they are normal. You get it, and it was profound, the results of what hard work can do. You know,
good.
and this is a woman who came from selling mazai to now affording this through hard work. And when I was with her on holiday, when duty called, if we were in the pool, she would get out of the pool and go on a laptop.
Wow.
And then I'm like, are you coming? And she'll be like, no, Abby, I am working right now. So I even saw her do the work, put in the work. So hard work pays, guys. It's beautiful. It's even liberating. It doesn't even give you bitterness. She's not bitter with anybody. She's not angry that this person did not do this for me. Because if she wants to get herself dresses, she can do it. If she wants to go on holiday, she can do it. If she wants to eat good food, she can do it.
So amazing. You know, you mentioned a very important point, that she doesn't have to wait for someone to give her money. And I think one of the problems that I've been finding in our society is entitlement mindset.
Yes.
So you find someone who says, no, my boyfriend did not buy me anything. But I love a scenario whereby we get to a point where if someone is going to buy you something, it's not because you can't afford it. they're buying it because it's actually an honor to do it.
Yes. You know what? Growing up, my mom used to tell me, Koti, when I went to use it, she would be like, you know what? Make sure no one is blessing you. If you want anything, I'm going to give you until
I
you can
agree.
afford until you can afford it. So growing up, I always knew that nobody is going to come and fund me except for my mom. And now that I'm a grown up, except for myself.
That's true.
So when you're looking for even a life partner, you're not looking for what somebody else is going to do materially for you because you can afford it on yourself. It's liberating. It's beautiful. Every woman deserves to afford that for themselves without being bitter kuti ko boyfriend yangu haina kunditira so I can do it by myself.
true.
So when it's coming, it's an added advantage. And also when you do the work, you appreciate it.
Yeah.
You appreciate the value of Maria Urguti Shoma because
Every
you
dollar.
know what it means to get this because it takes hard work to
That's
do it.
true.
Yes, so it's beautiful. It's a beautiful
And
place
also,
to
I
be.
think the discipline, I don't know why, but people want soft life without putting in the work.
Yes.
I think that's one of the biggest problems. And I was inspired by the lady that you met once. Is it Lorraine? The one you said, she says, can I study with you? What is the importance of having the right people in your circle?
Wow. Actually, the girl who wrote me the letter, Noreen.
Yeah, Noreen, yeah.
Yes, who wrote me the letter that can we study together? We ended up getting the same grade.
Wow.
And you know what? I learned from her. Kuti, it's important to humble yourself and say, you know what? I cannot do this. Can you teach me how to do this?
You're right.
You know? And as women, it's also important to empower each other because can you imagine I studied with Noreen, but it did not take less from me.
That's
I
profound.
still got my A. So the fact that Noreen can get her A's does not mean I'll get less A's.
I love
You
this.
understand? We still both get A's at the end of the day.
You're not competing?
We are not competing, we're complementing
You're
each
complementing.
other. Yes.
That's profound.
Yes.
Guys, I hope you're getting this point that the sky is enough for everyone to fly.
Yes, it is.
And the ocean is enough for every ship to sail. No need to sink another person's boat.
And it's important to be humble, to
Love
accept that I'm here to learn. Throughout my journey, even when I started my business, there were women I was asking. I would constantly ask. Some of them, they would blue tick me, you understand?
Wow.
But we ended up meeting at awards, you know? I'm like, yes, girl, do you remember my DMs?
I once sent you a message.
I sent you a message asking. And even when they did not respond, I did not get bitter because I'm not entitled, do you understand?
true.
If anyone is helping you, it's a privilege. But never be shy to ask. Up to now, I still, with people in business, I still ask, hi. So, airline yakachipa mazano ndeipi. So when you're going, what's happening? Like, I am still constantly asking and learning from each other. It's important to humble yourself and to learn. We are constantly learning from each other. So when you see someone who's doing well, it's counterproductive to try and dim the light. I
right.
always get the, Aygail, mukufunga ndezvehembe. Because you're in denial, you are not going to learn. But if you're not in denial, you are going to come and learn, and then you do better.
Absolutely.
Even with my clients, even with the lady that I was referencing, the one who took me to Bali. I asked her, I was like, so how do you make passive income? Teach me how this is done. Teach me. And then she happily taught me, and girl is making passive income. Very soon she'll travel business. It's because I humbled myself to want to learn instead of wanting to attack or to discredit somebody's hard work. Learn from them because there is enough for all of us to shine. Yeah.
In fact, I think it speaks to the scarcity mindset. Scarcity mindset is people thinking success is limited.
Yes.
Thinking that if I help you, I limit my chances. There's a point that I always make that no one has to fail in order for you to succeed.
Yes, no one has to fail for you to succeed.
In fact,
correct.
The cake is too big.
It is too big. Do you know, sometimes we get clients from the people that I'm in the same industry. They call me, this client is in my shop, she's looking for suits. I don't have suits. They want so many suits. And then I end up making a sale. They are selling menswear. I have a client who wants to buy for their wife. And vice versa, I do the same. If you want men's clothing, go to this shop, go to this shop. And Both of us can succeed, you see?
We shall achieve our goals when we learn to think and look beyond us. But I think for many people, what has really destroyed us is we think it's our obligation to wake up and compete.
Yes, it's not.
No, it's not.
It's you're competing against you, not against anybody else. You
Exactly.
understand? I look at myself, I'm looking at Abigail who was at a flea market. And now Abigail who came from the flea market to that small shop
That's amazing.
and to this place. So this is the person that you're competing with,
Yeah.
not anybody else besides who you were before.
That's so true.
Yes.
And also, you know what? I like what you're talking about, humility. You can't learn from anyone you don't respect.
Yes, correct.
So now we're doing this live. The funny thing about people, they're always looking for something to attack,
Yes, something negative.
something negative. But I've noticed that the people who actually go further, the people who humble themselves and realize they don't know everything.
Correct.
And these are people who are not jealous, but people who are hungry to say, how can I also write my own stories?
Correct.
And guys, I hope you're catching one or two lessons from Abigail. And I think one of the points that is mentioning on the power of humility, I hope you're going to catch it. Humble yourself.
Yes, correct.
Someone wants to help you. But you see, the reason why many people cannot help many people is because the people who need help, number one, they either don't know that they need help or they need help, but they're in denial.
Correct.
Yeah. So
Sorry,
Yeah.
just to catch you on that. And because people are so obsessed with faking life on social media. Now people that are supposed to help you, they are saying, you are my role model because you are pretending. So if I was pretending that I'm flying business, this lady would not come and help me because I am pretending as if I've already made it. So because we are pretending so much, we are being called role models by the people who are supposed to actually help us.
That's true.
Because we are not being honest with where we are in life.
You know, I read a story, very sad, eh? This guy was in the wilderness. He was doing some exploration. Then he disappeared for some time. And people launched a manhunt for him, searching. Then he was supposed to raise a signal to show that he needed help. It turned out that he sent the wrong signal. That I'm okay, go.
Wow.
And guess what? The helicopters went. The guy ended up dying in the wilderness.
Wow.
And I think a number of people, because of what they're doing,
You're sending out
showing
the
a
wrong
certain lifestyle,
signal.
who are busy
Yes.
sending a wrong signal.
Correct.
Such that the people who want to help you,
They will think
they actually
you're
think
good.
you've been helped.
Yes.
They actually think you've been helped.
Correct.
And I think that's what you're saying pretty much about the humility, to also accept where you are
Yes.
and to say, I can actually go further. There's
Correct.
something that I noticed about you. I don't know if you do it deliberately. I've never seen a photo of you in an aeroplane.
Hardly, except when I went on the business class,
No, I
of
mean,
course.
but one
on
thing
my
that I've
birthday,
enjoyed
but
seeing on your
hardly.
statuses, now, I've never seen you in an aeroplane, but I've
Yes.
seen this. This is what I've seen. I've seen you wearing your own clothes, modeling in your own clothes.
Yes, correct.
I've seen you every time changing outfits, posting today. So every time if you are with her in your contact, you will see her every time on your status. Why do you do that?
You know what? It's advertising.
All right.
So I am putting my brand out there. I'm putting my products out there. And they give me results
I like
all the time. Because if I'm constantly posting about my products, every day there's somebody who is looking for some of the things that I'm selling.
Yeah.
So every time, instead of me marketing Emirates,
Yeah.
I'd rather pull for Aygail
Aygail.
Collection. Yes, of course. Yeah.
That's really good.
Yes.
Then I saw something. You're running with a series of affirmations.
Yes.
Tell us your daily ritual, like in terms of how you start your morning.
Okay, so every time, actually, it started way back.
Okay.
It started with the name Aygail.
All right.
I got this name, and I said, this is the name that I'm going to carry. It's going to resonate with the standard of excellence, the Aygail that I want.
Yeah.
So I've noticed there is power in words.
Yeah.
People underestimate kukosha kwemashoko, but it speaks into you. So the moment I learned that, even later, I would say these things like, I am rich, I am healthy, I am intelligent, I'm smart. I make a series of good decisions. Even with my sales team, every time when we open our shop, we have a morning prayer.
Yeah.
We do those affirmations. We are blessed, we are highly favored, we are favored, we make a series of great decisions, and today we are going to make a lot of sales. So we
profound.
actually do make a lot of sales. So sometimes it even shocks me, you know, because and then this was the I said it in the morning. I said I carry grace. Even when you said it, you said this is my first live interview
Yeah,
with you.
I've never
And I was like,
even.
I carry grace. I said it that people favor me. When you told me about the interview, I was like, the level of people that advocate is learned. You might even ask me something, Janice Rukuzia. But I said it. I say it every day when I wake up. I say it even loudly that I carry grace. I am favored. I make a series of great decisions. I am smart. I am intelligent. So it's good to be intentional about what you say about yourself. So even in jokes,
Yep.
you can't talk down about yourself.
That's true.
Kudara people, when people would say, hi, boss, or what, Murungo, I say, hey. And then I was like, yes. So now, even if you call me boss, I apologetically say, yes, what did you say?
Yep.
If you call me Murungo, yes, that's what you're telling me. That's what you're speaking. But I'm never owning anything that's negative.
That's
I am
profound.
intentionally speaking positively
That's
about
true.
myself. I follow Oprah Winfrey a lot. So there's also one quote she said. She said, if you can see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hands.
That's profound.
So I see beautiful things in my mind. I speak them.
Yep.
And then they come to life.
Yep.
It shocks me all the time. Even when I was fired and I was in a flea market, I would say, you know what, I'm going to build a big business.
Wow.
I'm going to have a building with glasses and air cons. Do you see them?
Yeah,
air
I
cons.
see them.
You know, this is my office. I can proudly own it that this is my office. But it's because I said it. I spoke it to life. I have diaries that I write things down about what I want to achieve and where I want to go.
I love, one thing that I thank God for the people who fired you. I thank God. Sometimes, guys, I want you to get a point where you literally thank God for what did not really go the way you wanted.
Yes. For unanswered prayers.
Because if things had really gone the way you'd wanted them,
yes,
I don't think you'd be where you are.
I would not. I promise you this. You know, starting off, this is me with all this number of CVs. When I was starting off, I was the governor, I was the manager of Econet, I was this. So there was no entrepreneur there. You understand? But looking back, I am happy to be here. When people come to my shop and even when they are asking to take pictures from outside, it's humbling, you understand?
I love that.
That this is also what I've been able to build for myself, starting from scratch.
You're right.
It's beautiful.
I loved what you're talking about, stories that lots of women have come through, shown you scars. I want you to speak to one woman who's going through some difficult time right now and just remind them how they can actually turn around their lives.
Yes.
Yeah.
So because it's Aygail's style for every story.
Yeah.
So when you're coming here, you are telling us, I am going for an interview. So before we give you that suit, we are listening to you. We are praying for you that you excel. I have clients that we started with at the bottom of their careers, and we've grown together.
That's true.
We have even bigger people. When I launched myself, I remember when the Honorable Minister came to launch my shop, she said, Abi, do you remember when I was starting the Chile MP before Ndaita Minister? You would stay up late for me and say, hi, Honorable, what do you want for this, So they are always sharing different stories. I meet women who are going for funerals, who are going to close business deals, we are going to a wedding, whatever function. So they are constantly sharing their stories with me. So I've even women that have shown me scars. I remember this one sister of mine, she showed me a scar. She was like, you know what? I used to be abused by my husband. So I was like, where can I go? Because I depend on this man. If I go, what will happen to my children? Until I told myself that I'm not going to do this anymore. I am going to work hard. So what she did was, she said, I just started working hard and started building my house.
Wow.
One day, he just beat me, and then I just carried my babies. And he never saw me again.
Wow.
I knew where I was going. I'm not just going to say, you know what, I'm done, and then I'm leaving and going off the streets. I had planned my life, and I never looked back. It's because they spoke it to life. They said, you know what, I am not going to be living my life like this.
All right.
It's a choice that you're going to make.
Yeah.
But that choice, and then you relax.
That's true.
They put in the work. Even now, when you see them, sometimes I know
Magambus.
magambus, and they say, my name, like they are working. You get it? They are working. Those things, they do not come just
Yeah.
You put in the work. So I was inspired, and I want to speak to any woman out there that hard work pays, guys. And there's no pleasure more than just is spending your money. Your own money, knowing that this is my money that I'm working hard for. So I've seen a lot of women that went through a lot, but they overcame through financial freedom. That came through hard work. Every other woman that I've seen, every story that I've heard, even from sad stories, but they just have hard work in it, and then they are excelling. There is no secret, there's no shortcut to success except for hard work and believing in yourself that you can do it.
Wow. You know, I love the emphasis on hard work, but most importantly, what you're talking about, financial freedom. Right now, you can actually imagine the number of people enduring abuse.
Correct.
I'm not even talking from their spouses, from boyfriends.
Yes.
Just because of poverty.
Correct.
You know, I was speaking yesterday that poverty is a curse.
It is.
Because it limits your options.
It does.
You have nowhere to go. You can't run away from an abuser. He's the alpha and omega of your month, of your life, and you can't do anything. I want you to repeat, what is the importance of financial freedom for women? I'm particular about that. I've got a sister, and I've constantly challenged, I'm so happy she's also financially free, but I've also been constantly challenging her for financial freedom. I lost my father when I was 18. I saw my mother struggle because she wasn't an empowered woman. Then later on, she started working and so forth. But I just want you to speak to women. Why should we take ownership of our finances?
Women, we should take ownership of our finances because of the pleasures that comes with the ability to choose. With the options, you understand, with freedom, with power even, you understand. You can't abuse me. You can't beat me. I can afford a lawyer. So can you afford a lawyer if someone abuses you?
Yeah.
Can you take them to court? Can you afford a lawyer? When you're going out for drinks, can you afford the ride home? Or you're going to be in a forced sleepover just because I want to marry kumba?
Can you afford the
You
bill?
understand? Can you afford the bill at least?
Hey.
Can you afford the bill? Or can you afford the taxi back home? Just because you don't afford it. So it comes with preservation even. You save yourself the drama, dignity, even the sicknesses. You won't get HIV because you have options. Even when you get sick, guys, you can afford to take care of your own medical bill. There is so much liberty. Even the Bible, money answereth all things. So it's good for you to answer your own problems as a woman with your own money.
Empower yourself.
Yes, empower yourself. Do yourself a favor. One thing that any woman can ever do for themselves is the ability to take care of their own finances. It gives you freedom.
I love that.
Yes.
Now, I was speaking yesterday about the importance of money, that it gives you options. I don't know if you watched this video, which was circulating last week, on a difference between our American parents. My parents are physical mover from 2.5 to 5.6. Those were parents. Then my Bereki, I move from $25, $22 to 25, and there was noise. But one thing that we noticed from that video is the power of money.
Yes.
And I don't know why people downplay money.
Yes.
But I think money unlocks opportunities.
Correct.
Also, people don't know this. Money unlocks relationships.
Correct, actually.
There were certain people you're never going to meet until you became the Aygail.
Actually, one lady told me,
Yeah.
She was like, you know what, because you're smart.
Yeah.
And also because you're rich. Now I'm pitching my business and asking you to invest. And now you're saying, yes, I can invest. You see why I love you?
Yeah.
She's always, she captured this, she's always saying, Abi, iwe wendo kudira mari.
All right.
Saka make sure kuti unogara uine mari.
Yeah, yeah.
Because ndo yandiri kutoda kwauri.
Exactly.
Kuitira kuti basa redu rifambe zvakanaka. Ini newe zvifambe zvakanaka. So, money unlocks good relationships.
Yep.
Yes.
But I think from your trips, you notice that there's certain people you met only airport.
Correct.
You were never going to meet Mkombi.
Yes, correct.
Yeah. So this is the reason I think why it's very important for people to understand the importance of working hard. Because it allows you to meet certain people.
Correct.
Because you have also raised your value proposition.
Wait. There was a lady, she was working in a bank. She was a manager. So I started off selling, pre-loved goods, my baby.
Yeah.
Per table, I would go and wash them, iron, and start selling. And then I would go to South Africa, get those cheap clothes and start selling.
Yeah.
So I just really started from the bottom. And then one of these ladies, I went there pitching my business, said, I want to support you.
Yeah.
Can I see what you're selling? So I showed her the new stuff and the pre-loved stuff. And then she was like, and if take my bero abi.
Wow.
I did not take offense.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? Give me time. Let me work. Okay? So now when she comes here, she's like, this is what I want. This is the exact standard that I want. These clothes from England, this from Turkey. This is exactly what I want. I was not offended. So you understand the power of hard work. It gets you where you want to be.
Raise your level.
It raises your level. So the people that I used to meet, Pandai Tengis are cheap clothes.
Yeah.
I'm not meeting them now that I'm selling high quality clothes.
Yeah.
Keyword, I'm not selling expensive clothes.
It's high quality.
It's high quality clothes.
Yeah.
So it's the people that I get to rub shoulders with. Every time, even the people that I used to see per TV, like, is this Amara Brown in my shop? Is this Sandra in my shop? Is this the minister in my shop? Is this in my shop? I never would have met those people if I did not put in the hard work.
Absolutely.
If I did not work hard enough to get to the level where I can afford to stock up this high quality stuff, where I can afford to have a place where I can bring the retail therapy to people in a way that I'm packaging
retail
it.
Therapy.
So, it's humbling the caliber of people that I now rub shoulders with, and say, hi, ma'am. Even when I go for deliveries, sometimes I'm just wowed at the gate. Whoa, is this a house? You get it? And it's because of the hard work that I put to take myself from the pre-loved clothes to Europe, you get, to the European quality, you get it. So it's beautiful. I wish that for every woman.
You know what? You mentioned about beautiful houses. Do you know there's certain doors that are not going to open?
Yes.
Until you've created a valid reason why those doors should open.
Yes, correct.
And there are certain houses that you're going to pair up a car park.
Yes, correct.
Until you've created a reason why they should open their door.
They should open their door for you.
And can I tell you one secret?
Yes.
No one wants to open their door to poverty.
Definitely. That's true.
So, that's really, really profound.
Yeah.
So, where do people find you in Harare? I know some people, they may not actually know where you operate, but where do they find you in Harare?
127 5 Avenue and 4th. That's where we are located.
Yeah. I don't know, time is moved fast, but I want you to give a word that is coming from your heart that you know is going to help somebody who is watching us today.
Okay. Things do not happen to you. They happen for you.
I like that.
So find the for you part. Nurture it into something beautiful.
You're right.
You understand?
You're right.
So looking back at my life, even from the way we grew up, I come from the rural areas. We used to, at some point, wear new clothes on Christmas Day. But because of that, clothes are special to me. Because of that, clothes are a gift. I can shine in my lane because clothes used to be special to me even growing up. So I've found my for you. So when I was fired, I did not play victim. I found my for you. So make sure you always find your, why is this happening to me? How can I turn this for my good?
I like that.
And you speak that to your life. When you wake up, you say, I am Aygail's client. I afford to shop with her. I am blessed. I work hard.
Yeah.
And I'm rich.
I love what you're talking about, taking ownership. One of my
Yes.
books called No One Is Coming. I have a chapter which I talk about the victim mindset. Yeah, because the moment you get into a victim mindset and you think the world is unfair, you're actually right, the world is unfair. And you think life is hopeless, it's going to be hopeless.
Correct.
But the life that you live is a result of what you spoke
Yes, correct.
years ago.
Yes.
And the life that you're going to live is waiting on you
Yes.
to create it now
Yes.
through the power of words.
Yes.
And the type of people you're going to meet is connected to what you're speaking right now.
Correct.
So words have got power. I really, really like that.
Words have power. Back then when I was in the rural areas, I remember my granny, one time Chenda Kumunda, and they was like, you know what? You need to work hard. Because my granny would be, your word would be like, you can't be a woman and be lazy.
That's profound, actually.
Like, people abuse everything on you. They'll abuse your parts. They'll abuse you. They'll abuse everything if you're a lazy woman, you understand?
Yeah.
So she'll be like, well, no, Jennifer, don't be lazy. We had circle and I'll be like, go. And I'm not lazy. But I want to assure you that the hard work that I want to put in, I belong to Harare, in the capital city of Zimbabwe. That's why I'm going to shine in those lights and those beautiful glasses. And we are here now.
Congratulations.
So words have power no matter where you are at.
Congratulations.
Words have power.
So happy for you.
Thank you.
So guys, every time I do an interview, it's a success story that I think is quite profound. One of my prayers, and this is one thing that I really pray for all of us, may we find role models that will inspire us. They don't necessarily have to be from Europe, our own local people, own local examples, and Aygail is one such. She inspired me personally, and
Wow.
I said, this is what I want to capture. Why do I want us to capture this? Because I believe we are all at different stages in life, but most importantly, listening to one person's story can also inspire you to start. So those who have never visited Aygail Collection, please come through. She doesn't do discounts, but because you watched this, I want you to
Yes.
come through. You say you watched this, get a discount.
Definitely.
And it's going to be on me. So I want you to come through and let's learn to support each other, guys. That's one of the things that I pray. Let's support each other. Supporting comes in many ways. Sometimes reshare a status. Sometimes post a video. Sometimes go on the Facebook page and just leave a like and just say, well done, lovely work. Sometimes it's also complimenting the people who are actually looking good and say, where did you get that? The moment we normalize the culture of supporting each other, I believe even when our time comes, we'll not have problems even celebrating our success. So the message today was do the work. And I think you managed to capture one or two nuggets that has inspired you. And we hope you're going to also start working hard on your own journey. Take ownership of your story and be proud of where you're coming from. But most importantly, take ownership of where you want to go. So this has been Aygail's story. Aygail Chivia, very inspiring woman. I've learned a lot from her. I continue to learn a lot. And it's my prayer that this conversation has really inspired